Hi, Flick Fanatics. I'm Jackson.
And I'm Matt.
And we're here to talk about the brand new Mad Max movie, Mad Max Fury Road. In a stark desert landscape where humanity is broken, two rebels just might be able to restore order. Max, a man of action in a few words, amen, and Furiosa, a woman of action who's looking to make it back to her childhood homeland. Wow. Quick and to the point.
The film's directed by George Miller. I want to say he co-wrote it as well. And George Miller made the original 3 Mad Max films.
Which is incredible.
This is the first one in 30 years that we're seeing.
And at the age of 70, this man was able to craft something as broad and as over the top as this movie.
And I would say it's something he's always wanted to make. This is the Mad Max film he's probably always wanted to have the budget for it.
I think the thing that stood out the most was the use of practical effects. And 90% of all those effects were practical, so that means all of the cars were real. All of the cars flipping, that was real. Most of the big fireball explosions, real. It was shot in Australia, in the outback. It was the perfect landscape for it, of course, and it was the perfect place for the practical effects. I really, really enjoyed that.
I was really into the score. The music, they had the diegetic thing going, but it was the score. And I think that that's really creative because you got a guy like Junkie XL making the music for the movie, and it was powerful. It hit the right notes when it wanted to be in your face, heavy, intense, but then it also knew when it needed to kind of back off and kind of mellow out.
I'd say the driving force of this whole movie revolves around Charlize Theron's character. She takes the lead in most of the story driving moments, and that just kind of sets the tone for the entire movie. It had some very strong female leadership roles, and it was very female focused, I feel. Compared to other, blockbuster action movies, it had an amazing story about,
equality.
Equality, and not only that, but taking it a little step further and saying, just because we're in this hellhole, this desert wasteland, doesn't mean the women, are just slaves. They're not just, they can hold their own in this hellscape.
While she almost takes the front seat, you see Max kind of take the back seat. And Max, played by Tom Hardy, excellent actor. You have Nick Hoult in the film as well, who does an amazing job at, as just a psycho. I like to call him Psycho, and there's some good character arcs that all of them go through, and I think that's what makes the movie so strong is the performances that don't need to be hammered home with a ton of dialogue. The actions tell who these characters are. They tell what this story is, and I think that's what makes the movie powerful.
Yeah.
And you have the villain from the first film coming back to play the villain in this film. Totally different character, but same actor, 67 years old.
There is a romance scene between Nick Holt's character and one of the mothers. I really enjoyed the direction it took, but the very first point of contact between Nick Holt's character and this mother was it was awful in my opinion. I just thought it was just kind of they just took two rocks together and just kind of slammed them together. Well, I'm going to say right out, second best movie of the year in my opinion. Behind Ex Machina. We didn't do a review of that, but second best. I'd say almost a 9, so 8.9, 8.8, around then. I just thought it was amazing. I mean, it was like a surrealist painter's acid nightmare.
Comparing this to other action films I've seen, Avengers: Age of Ultron, we're not jossing around here. This movie is Michael Bay, take notes.
Yeah,
in other words, I mean,
all action directors take notes.
Yes, really. I'm gonna go with it. 9.5 out of 10. This is my favorite film of the year so far, and I can't wait to see it again. I really can't.
I really can't.
I had an excellent time.
You heard it here first, folks.
Or last.
Yeah, probably last. Stuckman already got his review up there. So you heard it. 9.5 from Matt. 8.9 from Jackson. Once again, we are the Flick Fanatics, and we want to thank everybody for watching. Tell us what you thought of the movie if you saw it down in the comments. Give us a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to, and follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Tumblr if you're into that shit. Thank you, everybody.
Have a good night.